Welcome to the Get Fit Guys quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield. I'm the Get Fit Guy, and in this special two-part series, you're going to learn about whether or not cardio is going to kill you. Because recently, the Wall Street Journal released a controversial article called The Potential Cardiac Dangers of Extreme Exercise, and it actually revisited a question I've explored before, that question being how much exercise is too much. But we need to delve into the newest findings unveiled by this article. Now, if you want access to that article, previous podcast episodes I've done on how much exercise is too much, and anything else I mention in this two-part series, you can check out quickanddirtytips.com. For this part 1, look for episode 265. So, this newest article revealed the disturbing news that exercise that's extreme in volume and intensity is associated with high levels of atherosclerotic plaque in your coronary arteries. The study that the article reports on looked at 169 veteran competitive endurance athletes and compared them to a control group of 171 relatively sedentary subjects. The study revealed lower levels of coronary artery calcium, which is a significant risk factor for heart disease, in athletes who ran fewer than 35 miles a week or cycled fewer than 100 miles a week. But the group who ran or cycled beyond that volume were found to have higher levels of coronary artery calcium than the control sedentary group. In addition to excess volume creating coronary artery issues, the study discovered an association between coronary calcium and exercise intensity. Compared with the control group again, the study found significantly lower levels of coronary calcium in men and women who exercised at lower intensities. In both men and women, coronary calcium levels rose as speed and intensity increased, and the fastest men had especially higher levels of coronary calcium. Now, granted, the type of plaque found within these heavy exercisers was called dense plaque, which, as opposed to soft plaque, may be somewhat less likely to rupture or to cause a heart attack or stroke, but it was plaque nonetheless. So what does this all mean? Should you ditch your goal of running a marathon and also stay far away from triathlons, that cycling tour of Italy you've always wanted to do, or long bouts on a treadmill at the gym while you watch the game? Well, I've certainly acknowledged in my previous article, How Much Exercise is Too Much, that from a health and longevity standpoint, not necessarily a competitive or performance standpoint, there is a law of significantly diminishing returns and increased health risks when exercise exceeds about 90 minutes a day. I have a few additional important observations for you, though, based on this most recent article. First, diet matters. Unfortunately, many endurance athletes use the rigor of training and a speedy metabolism to justify a diet that's incredibly calorie-dense, as it should be, but is also high in processed or sugar-laden foods. For example, common traditional foods for fueling endurance sports include high-carb sources like orange juice, bagels, cereal, crackers, bread, pasta, scones, and fruit smoothies. With the advent of commercialized sports nutrition, the dietary staples of many endurance athletes now also include sports bars and cookies, gels, powders, gummy chews, and specially formulated energy drinks. But a diet high in these type of refined carbohydrates can potentially cause excessive levels of glucose in the bloodstream, a condition known as hyperglycemia. During exercise, this excess glucose is used for energy, but many endurance enthusiasts continue to consume these type of high-carb foods even outside training. Several studies have demonstrated a link between hyperglycemia and production of free radicals by immune cells. These free radicals can not only cause inflammation, but also increase potential for insulin resistance, damage the immune system, and reduce exercise recovery. In addition, an enormous number of chronic diseases, many of which I'll link to in the show notes along with studies, have been linked with hyperglycemia. When this diet-based inflammation is combined with muscle tissue inflammation from repetitive motion sports like 100-mile bike rides and 20-mile runs, the body is constantly barraged with damaging free radicals. As a result of chronic inflammation, an athlete might experience constant fatigue, sore joints, disrupted sleep patterns, and frequent sickness. And new studies on plaque formation in the coronary arteries have even suggested that refined sugars may play a larger role than saturated fat does when it comes to LDL cholesterol production. But the problems don't stop with refined sugar consumption. For example, an extremely high daily calorie intake also increases the likelihood of consuming large amounts of common food allergens like dairy, wheat, whey, soy, and eggs. As a result, many endurance athletes experience bloating, gas, constipation, skin problems, and increased susceptibility to colds and flu. These immune system difficulties are often chalked up to hard training. However, even when the high volume of training finally does subside, many of these problems can continue to cause an endurance athlete to experience poor health or gain significant amount of fat, leading to the ever-growing population of skinny fat athletes, overweight athletes, or sick ex-endurance athletes. Finally, as proven in a quite comprehensive recent study called the FASTER study, which I personally participated in, you don't actually need heavy amounts of calories or sugar to fuel endurance exercise. I'd be very interested to see the coronary calcium scores of athletes who eschew processed sugars and instead adopt a more healthy, fat-based diet that's lower in sugars and starches. Now, so far, we've covered just one reason that there may be more to this whole story than meets the eye. And next week, we're going to delve into 2 more reasons why cardio may or may not be slowly killing you. But in the meantime, you can join the conversation by visiting facebook.com/getfitguy and leaving your own thoughts there. That's facebook.com/getfitguy. And until next time, I'm Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.